Hey traders, weekend video. I will try to keep her short and sweet, best I can. So basically, what do we want to start here? I'm going to start with the ZNs. That's our 10-year bonds. Okay. Oh yeah, be sure and like the video right here while you're thinking about it. Retweet me on Twitter when I get it posted, and please leave some comments below on the YouTube channel. Appreciate the feedback. So basically, in my opinion, using Anchored VWAP, we are still it's a buy the dip mode. They're defending the anchored VWAP level here on the ZNs, suggesting that we might be trying to put in a bottoming pattern here for the ZNs. We might be getting a short-term pop in bonds, driving yields down. So got to be very mindful of that in our trading. Okay, so now that's my quick and dirty take on that. Yeses. That's outside. Wait. Yes. Yes. Okay. There we go. Yeses. Zoom in here real quick, guys. We're currently our current anchored VWAP is right here at Sunday night open. That's how I should anchor to start the week. We're pretty much dojiing out, not going anywhere here in the overnight session. Last week's is down here, right near the 8 EMA here on the daily. So last week's anchored VWAP. So very easily we could be coming back down, testing our 8 EMA early on this week, and that would be right below a fair value gap. Uh, you know, later this week. So be very mindful of that. That'd be a critical back test of the 8 EMA, 8 SMA. Okay, so heads up on that. Other things I'm looking at here. Let's see here, let me zoom in here. This here is the August low, okay? And I've changed my anchor to reflect the actual low with the main channels and then I also got a dotted line here based off of August 1st, okay? The August 1st itself. I don't have a line actually there. Let me put that in real quick. And if you can see what I'm seeing, right there, and extend to the right. Okay. So guys, what I called last week, I called a possible market high Monday, right as we were putting it in. Okay. So like 10 o'clock Monday morning, I was calling in a market high for the week because we were coming into this trend line right here based off of August 1st anchored VWAP. And that actually played out pretty good. We did not close above that you know, above that trend line, okay, for the week. So just heads up on that. I think that was Monday, wasn't it? So literally, I was actually calling early on Monday that we might be putting highs in for the week, and that's exactly what we did. Can't remember what time Monday I was doing that, but that worked out for S&Ps, Nasdaq, and the Russell. They all were putting in those highs early on last week. Okay, guys. So far, we're just digesting sideways. We're still holding above the 8 EMA. The 8 EMA break is our main indicator that the markets are showing some weakness. We're still above the uh, last week's anchored VWAP. So, you really need to break last week's anchored VWAP to even get any type of momentum to the downside. And right now, we still got plenty of fair value gaps below us here to backtest and fill and stuff. And we haven't even done that yet. So everything is looking bullish to the upside so far. Okay. So just be very mindful of that. It does look like the NQs, if I can put that up real quick. Where's NQ out? There it is. Okay, the NQs, we still got some fair value gaps up here that have not been satisfied. Two of them, two fair value gaps up here that have not been satisfied. Pretty good chance they're probably going to fill in this week. So heads up on that. What we do have going on, though, I do want to point out, guys, is see how long we've been walking this trend line? Just been walking this trend line based off these August lows. I contend this is a major uh, potential issue here because we were coming right into that fair value gap, off this August low area, and we were finding immediate resistance into those August low prints, suggesting, hey, the traders were fine. We're fine to take some profits off the table here. That doesn't mean we're not going to just continue rocket ship higher, but this does mean that there's a pretty good chance we're in a pretty good consolidation area here in the markets. So definitely keep that on watch here in our trading. But my point is how many times that we've been walking this trend line. And tomorrow morning, it looks like we're going to be trying to gap up away from that. So early on Sunday night, I would have, if I was going to be bearish for Monday, I would have liked to seen us down into that trend line, and that's not really giving us that. So I'm initially right here, right now, I'm not getting overly bearish for tomorrow's session. So we'll see what happens here. If we start losing uh, Sunday night lows here, then we'll be going bearish on the current week's anchored VWAP. Then that could start opening the door up for some bearishness, but initially here it's all looking pretty positive in the markets. Okay, another one ready. Russell here, guys. So this is a trend line off of this low right here. Okay, you see how we did? We've come up. Okay, we filled a major fair value gap. There is still one more above us that needs completed, but early on this morning, indications are we might be losing this trend line. And the reason that I mention that is how has acted as support, and so you see how right here we gapped up. So we have to be very mindful, keep this really close watch there. Uh, you know, what's going on here. The Russell, in my opinion, initially looking a little weaker this morning, or this evening. So be very mindful of that. Some other things, we had some really, really light volume there Friday, and because of that, gold and silver took off to the moon. Okay, a lot of people say, oh, it's overbought. Well, I don't think so. Even if you put your trends on based off the August 1st uh, trend, this does not look overbought to me. So you're not even up into that trend line yet. So, crossing over it, and the main trend's up here, and we haven't even gotten back up to that. So this still looks very bullish, in my opinion. The overall pattern does. And if you also put the silver in there, silver is looking pretty good too. Now, silver, on the other hand, may have topped out. So based off the August trend, we've come into this multiple top on silver. So heads up on that. We are potentially into a multiple top. Maybe they want to backfill some more before they go higher. We might just end up walking this trend line for a considerable amount of time. Just be very mindful of that. We may have possibly topped on silver. Okay. Another one to look at here is crude. Crude oil. I'll zoom in here real quick. And I gotta zoom differently. Give me a second here. Why is that thing so distorted? Can't believe that's 3 months. Okay. So this is from the what date is that? August 5th lows. August 5th lows trend. This is our trend right there. We got two primary trends from August 1st and then August 5th. Okay, oh, that's NQ. I'm sorry. Let's look for crude. Where's crude? There it is. There we go. Okay, this is what I got drawn out for crude. I have a lot of traders that are looking at the $66 to be buying the dip on crude. Let's keep an eye on that. So far, we're defending the 2-hour fair value gap on crude, but there's a lot of traders that, if we get down to $66, are looking to buy the dip on that one. Okay. Other charts I want to look at. There's reports Apple sales are up 20% from the launch of the new iPhone. Whoop-de-doo in China. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, their sales were in the toilet in China, so 20% higher. Whoop-de-doo. But you know how it is. You know how the markets are. So we'll probably be gapping up tomorrow. Our next big target's 240 to the upside, all-time highs. If it happens, I think there's a really good chance that we could actually fail here. So be very mindful. We're into a multiple top. You know, yeah, we could very easily, in my opinion, the August high trend, you know, yeah, it could very easily fail, in my opinion. So just be very mindful of that. I would much, if we get up to 240, I wouldn't mind taking a short at the 240, possibly, but, we have been consolidating for some time now. This thing could have legs, so be mindful of that, because this really nice tight consolidation for 2 months, 3 months, 2 months, this thing could rocket ship and all-time new highs. That thing rocket ships, and this is all based. The earnings were horrible. Last earnings were horrible. We came way down. Earnings are about to hit again. I mean, do traders really want to break this thing out to, you know, all-time new multiples, but right before the earnings hit? I don't know. I mean, uh, you're probably looking at a target here of over 250. 250 would be our measured target. Uh, you know, right here before earnings. So be very mindful of that. 240 is our wall for this week. Next week's our earnings, I think, like 1031. Yeah, 1031, 1020. Yeah, next week's our earnings. So uh, they could very easily, be trying to push this up to get us into that 250 range before the earnings come out. So be very mindful of that. Another one I'm really watching about, a lot of people are talking about, is a big move in Tesla setting up here. In my opinion, using my fibs, Tesla is bear flagging. Okay, well, not fibs. My anchored VWAPs. We came down too far. Because we came down too far, technically, I think this is a bear flag preparing to break down. But so far, we're holding the fair value gap. So take that for whatever it is. I personally don't want to be long Tesla, but we'll see how it plays out. Okay. Another one that's really looking bearish. That's Microsoft. It was selling before the end of quarter, and it has not really found any type of buyers since then. We continue to hover below the anchored VWAP. Uh, this area should have held, and it just continuing to find sellers right at this, suggesting this really looks like a bear flag. This is a very strong bear flag. Uh, Potentially losing the August trends, all across the board here on Microsoft. Okay, so that's on the bearish side. Some good things. NVIDIA. We could have very easily finished the pattern based off the August lows. So be very mindful of that. It looks like last week they reached right up into that trend. And, now they might go sideways or start retracing down. So be very mindful here. NVIDIA may have completed its upside pattern for the time being. Okay. Based off my anchored VWAPs, I still think AMD is bear flagging with a fair value gap below us at around the 150. So be mindful of that. AMD, in my opinion, is a short. So let's keep that one on watch as well. See, let's go with my main core ticker list here real quick. And guys, don't really look at my monthly call walls and put walls. Uh, I have to update these during real-time data, and because the uh, uh, what's it at? The open interest isn't updated in this time of night, so I have to get the open interest updated before I can actually redraw my lines, and I can't really do that right now. Okay. Other ones I'm looking at, I've been looking for Meta short for some time now. Basically, uh, we got overbought. Now but we're still above the buy zone. So this is, it's probably going to come down. I would be still looking at 560 to be by the dip, potentially by the dip above at 560. So heads up on that. And we do want to talk about Netflix too. I don't want to talk about too much more here. Look at Netflix go here, guys. Wow, what a beast. That is just something, isn't it? I didn't update this chart real quick. Give me a second. Okay, guys, you really have to be careful on a stock like this. So we had the earnings come out Friday. We were in a massive positive gamma squeeze. So this one we have to worry about because they had all day Friday to reset the open interest. The reposition their stocks or their options. Now we're at 770 is where our current call wall is. So by repositioning everything, that's taking the gamma squeeze off the table for this week, and they may want to come in early on this week and take profits off of that squeeze from Friday. So be very mindful of that scenario. Okay. 1 second. Some pundit people are out there talking and stuff that they're looking for Bitcoin to double from here based off of a long-term trend. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I'm just saying, be very mindful. We're already at 70,000. They're talking 140,000 potential here, and it can happen in just less than a 2 week period, double in price. So I don't know about that, but just something to think about. I'm not a crypto trader, so I don't know much about that. So, okay, at any rate, thanks for listening to my video, and we'll see what happens here. Bottom line is things pretty much bullish, still bullish across the board. Very, very, very difficult to short anything. So, this heads up.